Hello, I'm Erik Christensen from the NLS Norway Relocation Group, and I want to welcome you to this advanced strategic briefing. This session is rigorously designed for HR directors, talent acquisition leaders, and the chief executive officers who manage global corporate performance in the Norwegian market. Today, we must address an invisible, silent corporate killer that routinely blindsides your top-tier international executives, paralyzes department output, and triggers massive HR liabilities. We call this the phenomenon the conflict avoidance chasm. When you recruit a highly effective, decisive executive from a hyper-agile global hub like New York, Frankfurt, or London, they bring a management style predicated on vocal, robust debate. In their home markets, constructive friction is viewed as the engine of innovation. If a manager proposes a flawed strategy, they expect the senior team to immediately push back, argue the metrics, and vigorously defend their positions in the boardroom. Silence to an Anglo-American or Central European leader signifies absolute agreement and compliance. However, I'm here to warn you that treating silence as consent in an Oslo, Bergen, or Trondheim boardroom is a catastrophic strategic miscalculation. If your incoming foreign executive assumes their Norwegian team will vocalize their discontent directly, they will fall straight into the conflict avoidance chasm. In Norway, what looks like polite agreement is very frequently a mask for profound, deep-rooted organizational rejection. To understand this perilous dynamic, we must decode the bedrock of Norwegian social interaction, Konfliktskyhet, conflict aversion, and the supreme mandate to maintain god stemning, a good, harmonious atmosphere. In the egalitarian Norwegian workplace, direct public confrontation is deeply uncomfortable. Challenging a colleague or a boss directly in a meeting is not seen as constructive friction. It is viewed as aggressive, socially disruptive, and a breach of professional decorum. Therefore, when your dynamic foreign executive stands at the head of the table and announces a massive disruptive Q3 restructuring plan, the Norwegian team will not raise their voices to argue. They will nod. They will take notes. They will smile politely. The executive will walk out of the room, call global headquarters, and proudly report that the local team is fully on board. In reality, the team may absolutely despise the plan, but the executive lacks the cultural antenna to pick up on their subtle mechanism of dissent. Norwegians practice the art of å gå rundt grøten, or beating around the bush. Instead of saying this plan will fail, a Norwegian employee will offer a soft, heavily mitigated statement such as, that is a very interesting perspective. But perhaps we might also consider how we did this last year, or simply, are we sure the timing is optimal right now? To a fast-moving foreign executive, these sound like minor supportive observations. They brush them off and push forward. To a Norwegian, those soft statements were the equivalent of a glaring, flashing red light of absolute disagreement. When the executive repeatedly bulldozes through these subtle warnings, the local team feels entirely unheard and deeply disrespected. But, and this is the crucial trap, they still will not yell. They will not throw a tantrum. Instead, they will initiate a silent escalation. First, they engage in passive resistance. Project timelines mysteriously stretch. Crucial data is suddenly hard to locate. The executive feels like they are pushing a boulder uphill, completely unaware that their team has quietly withdrawn their support. Second, the team escalates structurally. Because Norwegians avoid interpersonal conflict, they utilize the legally protected channels designed to handle it for them. The disgruntled employees will bypass the foreign manager entirely and take their grievances directly to the Tillitsvalgt, union representative, or the Verneombud, health and safety delegate. They will cite that the manager is ignoring feedback, driving a dictatorial agenda, and creating a poor psychosocial work environment. The detonation usually happens around month 4. The foreign executive is suddenly summoned to an urgent meeting with HR and the local union. They are presented with a list of severe formal grievances or a sudden localized spike in sykemelding or paid sick leave across the department. The executive is entirely blindsided, legitimately crying out, "Why didn't anyone just tell me they were unhappy?" They fail to realize that the team did tell them, but the executive did not speak the language of Norwegian conflict. At NLS Norway Relocation Group, we help strategic HR departments disarm this silent bomb through conflict culture translation. You cannot drop an executive into Norway and expect them to intuitively read the silence. We provide mandatory pre-arrival leadership coaching for your global talent. We teach them how to identify the subtle linguistic cues of Norwegian descent. We train them to actively construct safe environments for feedback, utilizing one-on-one sessions and early proactive consultations with the Tillitsvalgt to extract honest operational concerns without forcing their team into uncomfortable public confrontations. We transition your leaders from bulldozers into culturally fluent listeners. If you want your multi-million kroner global talent to actually lead your Norwegian operations without triggering union grievances and mass passive resistance, you must teach them how to read the Norwegian silence. Please visit our website at nlsnorwayrelocation.no, nlsnorwayrelocation.no, to learn how our advanced corporate coaching solutions protect your executive investments from the conflict avoidance chasm. And ensure sustainable high trust execution in the market. We look forward to partnering with you.